Hi Sagittarius, this is your December 2016 horoscope with me Lada from astrolada.com, and let's see what the last month of the year brings to everyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Well, the month starts with a positive, uplifting configuration between Mars and Jupiter. Jupiter is your planet, Sagittarius. It rules you, and Mars is the planet of energy, but it's helping Jupiter in a harmonious way. So you'll get a nice boost and lift of energy coming from Mars, but not in an aggressive way, in a way that you can kind of make sure that you put your action, that you put your ideas into action, but not in a way that would rub others in a wrong way. And it's a good time for new beginnings, to start things as well, because Mars will help with the breakthrough, with the initial push as well, and with the supportive, harmonious environment around you in regards to your actions. And Jupiter is in your third house, is in your 11th house, while Mars is in your third house, I think. Yes, Mars is in your third house, Jupiter is in your 11th house for Sagittarius, which means that these are both social houses, so support and help can come to you in the first 3-4 days of the month in December through other people. Cooperate, build bridges, communicate with others, positive developments in relationships with friends or colleagues or teammates, workmates, positive commercial transactions, Mars in the third house, positive beneficial networking contacts that can happen. So anything that has to do with communications, with information, anything that has to do with activities that circle not only around you but other people, is very auspicious and at the beginning of the month, and it can also bring more popularity because these are social houses, and can help you kind of even introduce some ideas that you won't communicate them with more ease and auspiciousness as well, more clearly, with more effectiveness the first week, the beginning of December. Then from the 8th of December till the end of December, Venus enters your third house. And wherever Venus goes, things kind of run more smoothly there. You can expect something more positive, more easy that comes to you through Venus. And this means that your relationships with siblings, with relatives can improve till the end of December. Your relationships with teammates, your ability to work and cooperate in team can improve gradually throughout December, and any projects that you're doing with the team can be more of a smooth sail towards the end of December gradually. Also, if you have some trips or travels that you've planned with Venus in the third house, this will make sure that short trips, which is no longer than a month, it's a short trip, Venus in the third house will make sure that things go well, even though Mercury will be retrograde for a little bit. But still, because Venus is in your third house of travel, which is connected somehow, it's a different vibration similar to Mercury, it will make sure that your travels and trips go well. And if you work in any kind of careers that are marketing, commercial oriented, left brain activity, with communicating, with thinking, with speaking, Venus will again bring the breeze with you, so to speak, will make the circumstances more peaceful, more easy to navigate through. And then we have around the 10th of December, Saturn joining the Sun in your sign. So that might be a very important time of the month for you Sagittarius, because both Saturn and the Sun, both of two really important planets, join together in your sign, and the sign is you. Which means that some very important personal decisions you might have to make at the beginning of December, basically around the 10th of December, maybe 2-3 days before, maybe 2-3 days after the 10th of December. And these will take into your personal efforts, and it might mean you taking some extra responsibility or some extra duty. It can also mean that you feel a little bit more challenge, a little bit more slowed down, because this is Saturn after all as energy, and your actions, which is what the Sun symbolizes, and goals, can get a little bit slowed down and might require more extra efforts and more careful consideration, or having to work harder to make them happen. But when it comes to work and business activities of your own, which is what Saturn rules, work and anything to do with duties and responsibilities, some very important developments with work and business can be happening around the 10th of December. Okay, then from the 19th of December, Mercury goes retrograde in your second house of finances. And it's going to be retrograde till the end of the first week of January 2017. So for about 15 days approximately, Mercury is retrograde there, which means that in December and January you might have to reevaluate your finances. You might have to rebudget, for example, to come up with a new plan. You might have to be a bit more cautious with your money, possibly because you'll be buying lots of presents, you know, and because of that you have to rebudget your finances, you have to re-examine, or if you've made some omissions for payments or something, it might come to the surface, so you have to deal with that in some way. Maybe some lost objects can come back to you. Mercury retrograde returns something that is lost because it's in the second house of possessions and objects. Or maybe some financial matters or matters of a practical nature can come to the surface to be reorganized, can come back again into your life, to be planned and managed and reorganized better, to be corrected in some way. So don't take any big financial risks basically from the middle of December till the end of the first week of January. Don't take some new big financial undertakings or investments unless it's something that's come up from the past, because retrograde planet in your second house is about revisiting, redoing, perfecting, improving, and actually you might be working on some plan that can bring in the long term better financial stability for you on some project or plan and organizing it. But while Mercury is retrograde, you're putting the final, the touches, that you're putting the perfecting, the correcting touches on them rather than releasing that plan. So by the end of this process, possibly by January, you might find yourself with better organized finances and material situation overall. Maybe you might have done some important conversations or communications related to financial matters, some negotiations related to financial matters, and you have to be a bit more cautious. Mercury is retrograde, not to rush ahead, to re-examine, to make sure a few experts give you their opinion before you decide to give the green light for that actions in regards to finances. Or you might be renegotiating your salary, that can be another thing, or you know, or something like that. Okay, then we have Mars entering your fourth house from the 20th of December till the end of January. For almost a month and a half, Mars will be in your fourth house of family, so it very much makes that area of your life very active. So the last 10 days of December, very active period for family, for connecting with family, for doing activities together with family, for fixing something around the house, and that's in effect also in the whole of January. Maybe doing some repairs, some renovations around your house or on your car, or around your garden, for example, something that might be broken that you have to fix, and also if you have to relocate or move furniture around, this often Mars in the fourth house can trigger it. But on the more negative level, this can be some kind of a pressure and stresses emotionally. You can feel a bit more restless when Mars goes in your fourth house. So the last 10 days of December and January, you might be feeling more restless at home. You might be having a bit more arguments with family members as well. And it's good usually, instead of focusing that energy into arguments, to go and do something productive together with members of your family around the house, for example. Okay, and we have another, for the whole of December, very auspicious configuration happening in the stars between Uranus and Saturn. There is a trine, which happens very rarely, once every 5-6 years, I think, or even more. I think it must be more than 5-6 years that Uranus and Saturn will be in a trine aspect starting now this December towards the end, but maybe you'll feel it the whole of December. And then it will repeat 2 more times in 2017, which means that the themes that start appearing in a positive way in December, they will reappear and they'll have the opportunity to be instilled lastingly and longly and be revisited in 2017 and to manifest in a more powerful way throughout most of 2017. So how will the Saturn trine Uranus affect you? Well, actually quite positively, Sagittarius. And again, I repeat, it's not only active in December, It's active also 2 more times in 2017, so I would say up to the autumn of 2017, so almost a whole year. So Saturn is in your sign, so Saturn is in your first house and is receiving supportive aspect and is sending a supportive aspect to Uranus in your 5th house. There are many different ways this can play out, but here are some of the possible scenarios that can play out. Okay, so one way is, for example, some new creative hobby or some new creative idea you have, which is Uranus in the 5th house, because Uranus awakens us, gives us a new fresh ideas. And the 5th house is the most creative house, is the house of whether you're in some kind of singing, dancing, writing, whether you have your own business and you have to use your own mind to make a plan for the business. This is again creating something from start, like having a baby. Having babies is also the 5th house, carrying it from scratch and creating it within you, the same thing as ideas are created. So some new such surge creative idea that you have, you can fulfill it through your own hard efforts, because Saturn is in the 1st house of your own personal efforts. And 1st house also symbolizes new beginnings. So there can be some new beginnings that are lasting and that implant into your life for a long time, which are connected somehow either to starting a new business, either to creating a new, to fulfilling creative ideas of yours. Or if you're in any business or career which is 5th house connected, having your own business, writing, dancing, center stage activities of any sort. Saturn, Uranus trine will help in that direction starting from December. Not only that, but remember December, the sun is in your sign in Sagittarius. So it's a really auspicious month to start new beginnings. Even though we'll have from the middle of the month Mercury retrograde, doesn't matter. This month, especially till around the 25th, 24th of December approximately, is extremely beneficial for new beginnings, for starting a new program in your life. And Saturn and Uranus with their trine towards the end of the month will guarantee that it will have lasting influence. Also, a new romantic interest, Uranus in the 5th house, can motivate you towards new beginnings in your life, which you have to work hard on, because Saturn is in the 1st house, but they will open this, if some romantic kind of partner will open towards you new ideas, new inspirations that can start this new beginning in your life. That's another way it can play out. The 5th house is your children. Something new and exciting happening in the life of your children can also help you stabilize your social status. Saturn in the 1st house. It might require some hard efforts from you and putting your personal touch and personal energy there, Saturn in the 1st house, but that help that you give to your children or lovers, 5th house, or creative projects will basically generate in your life also stability and will generate new beginnings in your life personally as well. Okay, another way is that we have Uranus opposing Jupiter. Uranus is in your 5th house and it's opposing Jupiter in the 11th house. So there might be sudden developments, which is what Jupiter is about, opportunities. Uranus is about new things coming very suddenly in your life. New opportunities that are in regards to, for example, getting pregnant, starting meeting new friends, Uranus in the 11th house, new social circle that helps you fulfill some kind of a long-term desire of yours, or new friends and new benefactors that help you incorporate and kickstart some creative projects of yours. That's how this opposition can play out. But everything has a dose of personal desire and a dose of personal efforts that you put in all of those activities, because Saturn is trining and sextiling Jupiter and Uranus. So with your own actions and step by step, do not rush, step by step personal efforts, you can really stabilize and bring lasting results and new beginnings in your life through dating, through love, through children, through creative projects, through new friendships and social environment. So that's how I see December Sagittarius for you. Hope you enjoyed that video and subscribe to my channel. Check out all my classes and courses on astrology, on personal astrology, which talk about what careers you can have, what it means to have retrograde planets. The courses start from $20 for 3 or 4 hour webinars, and they continue to $150, which is for about 40 to 50 hours of astrology classes and videos. Thank you. It's